Good evening. I'd like to ask you a question. I'd like you to think about something that you've wanted to do, a place you've wanted to visit, a goal you've wanted to achieve, but you haven't done it. You haven't lost those 20 pounds yet. You haven't visited Paris or Berlin, or you haven't experienced skydiving. Now let me ask you, why? Why haven't you done it? I'd like to suggest that the action required to take to really accomplish anything, especially if it has, some sort of complex makeup of tasks, or there might be some challenges or barriers, that it may not be that you really don't want to do it. Now that may sound crazy because you're probably telling me, some of you, no, really, I've always wanted to go to Paris. It's always been my dream. Well, then why haven't you been? And you can say, we can all say, it's too expensive. I don't have time. I have to graduate first. I gotta wait for my kids to graduate. I've gotta wait for my grandkids to graduate before I can spend money on myself. There could be all number of reasons. But what if I were to suggest that whether it is that you don't really want to do it, or maybe you haven't connected to why you want to do it. So let's talk for a moment about passion. Now, passion can be a number of things. It can look very epic and crazy and colorful and sound like a movie soundtrack. It can also be very simple and be a piece of just joy or tranquility. It doesn't have to be crazy. There's all different kinds of personality types. There's no right or wrong way to think about what you want and why you want it, or how to go about getting it. But what I want to suggest is that the anger, the upset, the pain, the unhappiness, the boredom that we find in relationships and jobs and experiences that are just dreadful, and we bail out, we quit, we jump ship, that's probably because there isn't much alignment with what we really want and why we want it, and then what's required to actually do it. So I want to invite you to do two things before we chat next. The first is, I want you to think about what it is that really motivates you, what drives you, what makes you want to get up in the morning. You've probably heard it said, what would you do even if you weren't paid to do it? The second thing I want you to ask yourself is, am I doing that? Am I working towards it? Am I actually living that purpose or that dream, or in some way, or putting any energy into it at all to accomplish it? And if you're not, why are you not pursuing that? By aligning yourself, even if it's not actually living the dream, but pursuing it, by pursuing those goals and living what's important to you, so you feel like you're in alignment with what you're on this earth to do, or even more simply said, just something that's fun and you enjoy doing it and you know why. That is what's going to bring you the joy and the peace, the happiness, even while you don't have the end result, which may be, fame, success, money, power, better job, car, house, any number of things, but those are just results. But the passion, the reason why we want to do something, is what's going to bring us that alignment and actually make taking action towards it, those tasks, much more simple and even a little easier. Thanks for joining me. I'm Derek Slater Cook in the Action by Passion YouTube channel. Have a great evening.